Welcome back to Higher Ed Now. In this section, Steve Ludwig will talk about the metrics, the data, the information that trustees need to be most effective. Steve, you've been on a board now for 2 terms.
Middle of my second.
Middle of your second term.
Second 6-year term.
This is quite a long length of service to the people and to the university. What are the sources of information that you most need? Even going down to the detail level, what helps you do your job effectively?
Looking at, so the administration has responded over the years to the requests of the board on what are our graduation rates. That's critical information. What are our diversity rates? What are our admission rates? Where are we losing people? One of the most amazing bits of information sometimes you just have to ask for. So being clear on what you're given, and then look around. What does ACTA provide? What do other organizations provide? We should be getting these dashboards, and we're not.
That's actually the other part of the question. Our Governance for a New Era project, in its report, representing, of course, as we mentioned before, quite a number of America's most eminent educators, really stressed that boards need information that is independent of that which would normally be provided by the administration. And that information will actually give a national perspective. It'll allow the board to look beyond the walls of the university or the university campuses. Can you comment a little bit on what the board gets from looking beyond itself for sources of information?
I think a lot of us are guilty of not doing a lot of homework out of class, and that bothers me. So it's looking around. What does ACTA provide? There's a bunch of think tanks. Some are really good, independent, solid providers of data that you can look at and say, this is a problem. This foundation's taking on a big thing. I hadn't considered that. What are we doing about that?
Now, your board has done something which seems really quite remarkable, which is to select some of its own outside consultants. In other words, to make the invitation coming from the board's own desire rather than depending upon the administration to come up with a program. How did that develop, and what do you think are the advantages of such an approach?
I'm not sure when exactly that started. It was in place when I got on the board, and it's great to get an outside perspective of, here's what someone else tried. Here's what they're doing. I never heard that particular thing before. One of the questions I've always had is, how much does research cost an institution? Because the implication is research money in is always an addition to the bottom line, not an expansion of the expense. And apparently that's not true. And it's really hard to get that data. Not that I'm against research, I just like to have transparency. So learning that from an outside source when I couldn't get it from the inside was incredibly important, and that goes across the board. But I strongly advise bringing in outside speakers. Give us the lay of the land for all of higher education. What are the major issues? How are people tackling, shrinking the core curriculum? Or how are people tackling, do we need to merge departments? What are some cutting edge trends that we might need to look at if we want to be better serving our populations?
And of course, that brings us back to the data, being able to look longitudinally over years to see what the trends are, and something that we'll take up, obviously, in our next video. Stay tuned. Where the money is actually coming from and how is it being used, the 4 financial questions that trustees must ask. And for that, we'll look forward to your wisdom.
Thank you.